What could be a less romantic discussion during this time of the year than what money has to do with relationships? Not much, so let's start with a fun fact. According to the Federal Reserve, your odds of forming a relationship within the next year are higher with a credit score of 651 and above. That sounds obvious enough. Better credit can be a sign of being more responsible, but it's still fun to see an exact number. But don't go dropping your Tinder account just because your credit monitoring app says your score is a 649. Side note, credit monitoring apps always give you estimates from different models, which are not FICO models, what home and lenders use, so don't take it as gospel to begin with. So how do you keep finance from getting in the way of a perfectly good relationship? Are you a saver or a spender? A recent survey showed that only 8% of consumers admit to being savers. 59% say they try to save but splurge when quote-unquote necessary, and 34% admit to not saving at all. It may be just money, but how a person spends is typically a reflection of their lifestyle. Are your lifestyles compatible? Figure out who's the Gucci in the relationship and who's the Costco. It doesn't mean you can't make it work, it just means making it work requires a little extra discussion. The most important relationship milestones rely on money. When you buy a dog, go on a vacation, one person moves in, matching tattoos, or whatever floats your relationship boat. So even though money is not what makes two people compatible, opposites can attract, assuming one person doesn't drag the other into debt. Plus there's this. Romantic or not, there's no way around it. Speaking of debt, make sure you're ready for any relationship milestone by knowing what you can manage financially. Do your debts, where you own credit cards, student loans, car payments, etc., swallow your income, or is it the other way around? Granted, just because you have debt doesn't mean you have to go celibate. It just means being honest about the way you think about money. Debt is not technically a bad thing. Stop rolling your eyes. Lenders want to see debt. Think about it like this. If you can be trusted to borrow someone else's money, why not theirs? This is doubly important in a relationship. If you're serious with someone and serious enough to merge accounts, that means merging debts as well. Don't ask someone to take on a debt you yourself aren't comfortable with. When you're madly in love, it's easy to forget how to save money. All that matters is that potential special person enjoyed that black truffle and caviar burger, right? But this can turn into a problem if you're not careful. A Match.com report showed that we spend an average of $60 a month on dating alone. Nearly 2 in 5 men spend more than $150 a month. Don't get carried away. Unexpected gifts at unexpected times carry a lot of weight. So be creative. Living in the digital age allows us to track events we'd otherwise miss. If you live in a city, there's always something going on, be it at the local museum, theater, or what have you. Lastly, learn to set money expectations. Just look at this. While this video is not about marriage, the same principles apply. Do you have plans to send one of you back to school? To move closer to family? Having your first child? Whatever the case, the worst thing that can happen is you end up saving money for something else. Any serious relationship will flow into other serious money pits, such as a wedding or actual marriage, where finance gets even trickier. So, did you get all that? Awesome. Now you can go back to Netflix and... yeah.